Good morning. How's everyone doing today? Everyone's on mute, so you won't be able to, I won't be able to hear you. But I'm hoping you're doing well. Thanks for jumping on a coaching session, group coaching. Today, we're going to do a couple of things. Talk about how we can leverage the print house that we now have access to, and just share some ideas and strategies. And I also really like to start these things with an open forum of challenges, wins, ideas, anything that someone is going through, or an idea, a strategy that you want help clarifying. I found that those wins and challenges oftentimes add a lot of value to everybody. So I'll open it up, and if you have any ideas, challenges, anything you'd like help kind of thinking through, you can either throw it in the chat box or raise your hand and unmute yourself. We can start with that. And if not, then we'll talk about some print. But not everyone at once. All right. So when we think about the print collateral, a lot of different options. And to me, probably the best way to distinguish options is by lead gen and brand development versus leverage. And what I mean by leverage is things that we can use to convert more business from the business that we already have. Now, with that said, if we talk about the lead gen side of things, I think what we all know to be true is that when you are farming an area over an extended period of time, that ultimately the business will come. The challenge with farming has always been that it takes longer and costs more than we would like it to. So let's start with just a case study and work backwards from there. I'm working with an agent right now that has been farming 14,000 homes for several years. The 14,000 homes cost about $4,000-ish per month for a newsletter that they send out. Those 14,000 homes, this is a top producing agent that does about, I'd say, 100-ish deals a year, pretty conservatively. And 75% of her business is somehow tied to those 14,000 homes. So they're either brand new clients that are calling from the mail pieces, or returning clients that originally started from that farm, or referrals within that farm. So I say that saying she has been working this community for years. And just last week, she sends them out about every 4 weeks. Just last week, she sent out her mail piece, her newsletter, and off of that one newsletter, she has set 6 appointments. So if we think about $4,000 a month over the course of 12 months, and this is for 14,000 homes, that's $50,000 a year. On one mailing that just went out, I'm sure there's going to be more that come, she set 6 listing appointments. So we could argue that in scale, when the farm is matured and used to the brand, that 1 month of expense is paying for, I mean, 1 month of conversion. So in this scenario, 6 listings is paying for the entire year of farming. So the question becomes, where do you start? How do you go about it, etc.? And I'll tie this back to some of the print shop stuff that we have. My biggest recommendation, if you're thinking about farming an area, is a few things. Number one is we want to remember that, like I said earlier, it always takes longer than we want it to. That's the challenge and the opportunity, because most agents they'll run it for 3 months, they won't have a conversion, and they give up. So if you are committed and you have the budget and you say, hey, I'm going to just run this thing for 12 months with zero expectation of return, I believe you're going to get return well before the 12 months. So one is just setting the proper expectations in your head. Two is, when you think about an area that you're going to farm, it's very easy to just say, hey, I'm going to pick this community because that's where I live. My challenge for you is, think about picking your farm. Let's say it's 500 homes or 5,000 homes, based off of turnover rate. See, because if I'm farming 100 homes that have a 2% turnover, that means that there's only 2 transactions happening in that entire group of homes. So if I'm lucky enough, good enough, consistent enough to get 50% of them, then I did an entire one deal. But if we go to a farm that has a 7% turnover, the cost for mailing doesn't change. It's still 100 homes, but there's 7 transactions that will happen. So work with your title rep, or if you have access to any sort of software that supports you with this, to figure out which areas you're interested in that have the strongest turnover. And then additionally, obviously, price point, right? If you have 2 communities you're deciding between and they both have the same turnover, but one has a bigger price point, average sales price, naturally you're going to earn more revenue on the higher sales price. So that kind of touches on how do we pick them. Now, with the stuff that we have at LPT, there's a couple of things that I think are important. One, they have a farming system where you can upload your database. Through the fulfillment center, you can print and mail for about the same price as you would just normally pay for postage. So you're getting it about as cheap as you can get it. Now, a couple of things that I think are advantageous is, inside of LPT Connect, you all have access to creating your own lead capture phone number. This is a phone number that's 100% associated to you and only you. No one else has access to it. And anytime someone calls or texts that number, it automatically takes the client's information, their name, phone number, etc., and puts it straight into your CRM. So what we're doing there is removing a bit of the friction of actually getting people into the database, because with the lead capture number, the work is already happening for you. So anyone calls or texts, we know that it's jumping straight into our CRM. So I say that saying, when you're doing these farming campaigns, I strongly suggest you up that free phone number and have that be on all of your mail pieces. Have that also be on your sign writers, on your social media graphics, all of it. The benefit is obviously what we just talked about. It's going to capture your prospects' information, throw them into the database for you. And this is all included at no cost, available inside of the back office. So now we say, okay, my budget is, let's say, $500 a month. Okay, $500 a month probably can get me about, I'm just making up round numbers, maybe that gets me 1,000 homes. We've set our budget that we know we can commit to for 12 months minimum. Then we find the target that has the highest conversion, highest turnover rate rather. Then through the print shop, there's endless design possibilities, and you can go in there and legit set up your 12 months of campaign all at once so that you don't have to worry about designing everything every single month. Any questions about the farming side of things? I'm going to assume that's a no. Trying to see if I can find this picture, which I don't know that I can. Give me 1 second. So the other thing to consider here is when we talk about going upstream, meaning we're trying to generate new leads. A strategy that I think is very effective is the cash offer dialogue. That's something that I've seen work time and time and time again for listing generation. Now, inside of LPT, they have a cash offer campaign. I'm trying to find it right now. They have a cash offer campaign. This is a mail piece that literally says, like, get an all cash offer on your home. Couple of things that I think are important here. One, we have in LPT a connection to Dealio, which is a platform that gets you connected to all cash buyers. Here's what I was looking for. So either build a relationship with someone like GG Homes that's inside of San Diego and put an offer on anything. Also, you can leverage Dealio, I think it's called Zoodealio. It'll come to me. You can leverage that to get all cash offers on any of your properties. Now, the nice thing about this, and I'm going to pull up this graphic here. So you can see here, this is the campaign for a cash offer on your home. It's already set up. People are already using it and winning. So you take something like this, knowing that you can get a cash offer from either investors that you're working with, like GG Homes, or using Zoodealio or Dealio, it'll come to me, which will get you an all cash offer from investors through the portal. Now the question becomes, who do you mail this thing to? And to me, the answer is very much tied to stacking data. And many of you have heard me say this before. What I mean by stacking the data is one form of data is just expired listings or for sale by owners, right? Very obvious. Another form of data is when we're stacking some key indicators on top of each other so that we're only sending mail pieces to people that are all of the data points. The data point that I know works really well for this is a rental property, non-owner occupied property that's vacant, has equity, and even better if the owner's out of town, plus some sort of financial distress. So there's a company called Real Estate Worldwide that actually sells that exact data stack. They do it for investors, which is exactly the campaign that we're building. So getting that stack of data and mailing the cash offer to them or the cash offer campaign is a great way to go upstream and get in front of the right person at the right time with the right message. The nice thing about this is you have your cash offer option. If they end up taking that cash offer, great, you just double-ended a transaction. But it also opens up the conversation for a listing. So it's, hey, I can get you an offer right now at $400,000, $600,000, whatever it is, or I can help you find a buyer at the retail sales price of, let's say, $100,000 more. And now you've given the client some optionality. Some questions here. Just started doing this, also changed my telephone number on my bio for listing photo links. Perfect. Way to go, Laura. How do I get access to luxury listing package presentations and Magic Box? Inside of LPT Connect, there's the marketing and print section, and that should get you access to it. Also, if you need any help, you can just call Agent Concierge, call Michelle, and Michelle can get you connected to the right person to help you, get everything set up. Inside of the system, there's like pre-designed marketing collateral, as well as the Magic White Box, which comes in multiple categories. There's the one for your listing, open houses, farming, etc. And I'm going to touch on the white box here in a moment. So inside of LPT Connect, there's the marketing section. And when you go in there, you should be able to access it. But if you get lost or need any help, just call Agent Concierge and we'll help you out. What's the name of the company that provides the stacking data? That is Real Estate Worldwide. I'm going to put it in here. Their website is reww.com. And that stack of data is called Find Motivated Sellers Now. So they sell multiple stacks of data. The one we want in respect to what we're talking about is the Finding Motivated Sellers Now through Real Estate Worldwide. All right. Now, so both of these strategies so far have been kind of going upstream, farming, getting in front of potential sellers with the cash offer. I want to shift real quick to leveraging the print collateral to generate more business from the things that you're already doing or as conversion points, which will take us to the Magic White Box. So one of the campaigns that they have is called the Listing Power Pack, which many of you have probably already seen. Listing Power Pack is a big box, white box, with 188 pieces of collateral. It has door hangers, flyers, neighborhood reports, list goes on and on. You get that for free, you just pay for shipping. And right now it takes, I want to say about 7 to 10 days to get it sent. And I think shipping is about $30. They're working on opening up a West Coast facility, which will cut down on time and shipping expense. But for now, that's the time and the shipping cost. But something that I have heard working really well for agents that have already been using it is when they have a listing appointment, so long as they have enough time, they will get this ordered and send it straight to the client's house before the listing appointment. I want you to think about that for a moment. When you have a listing appointment and that shows up to the client's house before your listing appointment, you've already done more for the client than any other agent that are going to be potentially interviewing. So it's a great way to lead with value and show them that you're going to make their property the star of the show. Now, let's assume for a minute that you don't have enough time. You get a phone call today, your listing appointment's in 2 days. You don't have time to get that package ordered. What I would suggest all of us have is just get one from a current listing, an old listing, doesn't matter. Just have a sample one ready that you can take on your listing appointments with you, saying when you sign to work with me, one of the things that I do is get all of this collateral set up specifically for your property. And you can show that to them in the listing appointment. So to me, that's a great way to leverage the opportunity to convert deals at a higher percentage because you're bringing value to the table before you've even gotten it signed. Now, inside of that magic white box, there's several different things, but the one I want to touch on real quick is there's neighborhood reports. So what I would suggest doing is taking, I want to say there's 20 of them, taking the neighborhood report and the flyer, and then just door knocking 10 houses on either side of the property, letting them know the property is coming available. You're the listing agent. You have a neighborhood report for them and a flyer for the actual property for the listing. We know that every time a property is listed or sells, on average, there's another 1 to 3 listings that are coming around the corner. So when you have the magic white box, you take the neighborhood report, you take the flyer, and you start door knocking 10 houses on either side. That's a big win. Then you have all the door hangers. Consider for a moment door knocking more than the 10 and leaving the door hanger behind if they don't answer. Or you can go on to something like taskrabbit.com, and you can hire someone on an hourly basis to just go and canvas the neighborhood for you with those door hangers. So maybe for $20 an hour, you can get somebody going out and putting the door hangers on all the properties around the listing. The idea is to show everyone else in the neighborhood through the form of the print collateral, in addition to open houses and your sign in the front, that you're the agent for the job. So to me, the magic white box can work to help you convert listing appointments at a higher percentage, but also the contents of that box can be leveraged to generate more business around that listing. Any questions on any of that? You can go ahead and unmute yourself. Make this interactive or don't.
Hi, Sam, it's Laura.
Hi, Laura.
Hey, where exactly are we finding these different campaigns at on the LPT Connect? I'm not seeing, I don't know, they just make it very difficult.
I don't have the exact answer because I haven't gone in to order it myself, but here's what I would suggest is an easy shortcut is if you reach out to Michelle at the office, I'll put the phone number in here. She can get you connected. And I saw that Oliver jumped on. Oliver, I don't know if you're on here. I know that you did a training on this with the marketing department. And Oliver might be able to add some more color to it. Oliver, are you there? Doesn't sound like it. While we're on the topic, let me just log in and see if I can find it. Oops.
Okay, thanks. I'll email concierge at Big Block and go from there. Thanks.
You're welcome. Sorry, I'm not more help right now, but let me, I'm going to log in real quick and see if I can find it for you guys. Come on. So inside of the campaign, you have, inside of the back office, you have the ability to make your 800, your lead capture phone number, plus you have the property marketing. So I'm in here right now. Looks like I don't have my profile built out, but if you go into LPT Connect and you hit, let me go back to the beginning here, listing power tools, which says order marketing for properties. And then inside of there, there's different tabs: market, property marketing, agent marketing, etc. So I'd like to believe that when you have your property uploaded and your profile created, then inside of the property marketing, they're inside of those sections. But if you get stuck or you need any help,
Sam, real quick. Yeah, sorry. If you jump in, first things first, you go into Connect on the main profile, you hit the marketing tab, and then the first thing up top is marketing profile. You got to make sure that's filled out first with like your picture, your license, your phone number, all of those things. And then you want to go down to property marketing, which is like 5 tabs down from that, and then click on properties. Once you click on that properties tab, you're going to see an orange button to add new property. And then when you add a new property, that's when you can start ordering like all the property related items.
There you go. So I'll just walk you through it one more time. If we go to home, listing power tools.
No, go back. Yeah, you can go that way too. Either way, they go to the same place.
Okay. Marketing profile is where you got to put in your information, your photo.
Yep.
And then your shipping and billing.
Yep.
I haven't completed that part yet. Once you finish all this, then you go to property marketing. And this is where you should have access to the different collateral pieces. Is that correct, O?
Yeah, it's not going to let you do it if you haven't set up your full account, as you can see. But once you do, that yellow or diamond will go away. And then as soon as you click that, there's an orange button to add new property. And that's where you would add your listing information. And then from there, you can order the magic white box and any collateral related to that property.
Perfect. Also, we're on the topic, inside of here, there's Desi Designer is like the AI tool for helping you create different marketing collaterals. So a fun little one is the billboard. You have your 7 Homebuyer Strategy magazine, your Homebuyer Workbook. So as you can see here, I can come in here, and this is, I mean, even if all you do is just do it for social, I think it's pretty fun. And then you approve design. And then when you download it, you can actually, let me see if I can. Or, give me a second here. Okay. Is my screen still showing? So anyways, inside of Desi Designer, you have the ability to make all sorts of different things. And then there's also the human design team. So if you need help with any of this, let Michelle know, and we can get you connected with different people inside of the team and company to support you with all the different design elements outside of what's already available. While we're in here, this magazine to me is a great way to could you, I don't know who that is, if you can mute yourself, that'd be awesome. So there's 3 different magazines right now. There's the 9 Critical Questions, the 7 Homebuyer Strategies, and the Homebuyer Workbook. To me, this is an awesome tool to leverage when you're doing open houses. Imagine you have these magazines. When you engage in conversation with someone at an open house and you give them one of these magazines, you have just elevated your status. Or you use it when you're door knocking, and you don't just hand them out to anybody, but when you engage in good conversation with somebody, great strategy to elevate your status in front of the client's mind. And all of this information is completely branded, as you can see here, with your picture, your phone number, website, etc. You can pick your different color designs. List goes on and on. So this is a full-on high-quality printed magazine that you can leverage for prospecting, lead generation, as well as putting it inside of your open houses, taking it with you to your listing presentation. This is just going to help you separate yourself from anybody else that you might be competing against on a listing. So tons of opportunity in here. And then when we're talking about the magic white box, there's the listing power pack. There's also the prospecting pack. Then there's the open house power pack. So there's endless resources for us to use. And if we just think about the open houses are, if you're trying to generate business, they just work. Doesn't work every time, but they work, especially in a market with lower inventory. But I say that saying, when you have the opportunity to do an open house, even if it's not your listing, but for another agent, and you get the open house power pack, like, just think about how you can leverage that inside of the open house, but then also farming in person, door knocking the neighborhood of the surrounding homes with the different flyers and the marketing collateral that come in the open house power pack. What we know to be true at the end of the day is the person that builds the brand in a market over the course of time is always going to win. The challenge is consistency and expense. So now that we have these pieces available to us, either for free or just above cost, it helps with the expense of it. Now it's just about the consistency and saying, hey, I'm committed to, open houses or doing farming, whatever it may be. My suggestion for you is figuring out a budget that you know you can run with for, let's say, the next 12 months. Even if it's $300 a month, take that budget and say, I'm just going to start with farming some homes. And I'm never going to stop that area, even if it's only 500 homes. If you can find a market that has 500 homes and a 10% turnover, that's 50 listings that are going to come inside of those 500 homes. If all you did was got 5 of the 50, that's a big win. So I guess my point is, now that we have these resources available to us, it's arguably never been easier to step into the brand development, the farming, the lead gen, etc. Any questions on any of this? Has anybody used anything and has some case studies and wins they'd like to share? No. All right. Okay. I feel like that's most of what I had for the print shop and the marketing. The last thing I'll kind of touch on is when you're using Desi and you use the lead capture phone number on all of your marketing collateral, it's a great thing to leverage for your social media campaigns, right? Just being active, not every post being real estate, but if 10, 15% of your posts are putting content, nice quality designs through Desi, it's just a great way to just inside of your social networks, staying top of mind as a real estate professional inside of Facebook and Instagram, etc. So I would suggest, if you have not yet logged in and played around with those different tools, do it. And if you need help or if you get stuck, just call Michelle and we are here to support and help you start executing and leveraging all of these wonderful tools we have available to us. All right, any questions, thoughts, ideas? Michelle says, I use a sample listing box at listing appointments and sellers loved it. Awesome. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that, Michelle. I mean,
Hey, Sam,
yes.
I got a quick question. So if we were to go into Desi and start putting our marketing telephone number on our materials, does our LPT profile will have our true telephone number, correct? So anytime that you're like you put on your new LPT business cards or wherever you're getting your business cards, if you put in that, you know, the call or text to our LPT telephone number on all of our marketing materials, it'll still go to our true telephone number that LPT has, correct?
Yeah, so you're going to set up inside of when you set up your phone number,
It
see if I
links
can
it.
find
It
it.
links it, right?
Yeah, it asks you where you want the information to go. I set mine up. Let me see if I can find it. But the answer is yes. In the back office, it's going to ask you where you want everything to be set up. So it'll go to your email. You can even connect it to your Lofty, I believe, so people go straight into your CRM. And then if they call and you answer, it should get forwarded to your phone number.
Okay, cool. Thanks.
Yep, you're welcome. All right. Anything else? All right. Well, I'll leave you with this. For those of us that are in the Temecula area, you probably saw the event that we're hosting at 1 o'clock today with Dan Fleischman and Jenna Peterson. It's a free event, obviously. Great way to potentially attract some agents if you're interested in that. And I will say, for those of us that are a little bit curious or wildly interested in the thought of bringing agents on and kind of building your revenue share and earning stock in the company, for what it's worth, and I'm not suggesting go be recruiters. We sell homes, that's what we do, but the opportunity is real. And since California just opened and half the country just opened, there's a big gap for growth. And I say that saying, on the big block side of things, everything that we've been doing to generate leads, now taking the same leads without increasing our lead numbers, the same leads that we generate on a monthly basis prior to now offering them the LPT program, we have almost 3x'd our conversions. So when we would normally recruit, let's say 20 agents a month, the same amount of leads today is closer to 50 to 60 agents a month. I say that saying that the value, people are seeing it, the conversation is, people are engaged, and it's a simple process. Now, with that said, we are here to support you in those conversations. So if you have an agent that is interested in learning more, reach out to Afshin, reach out to Michelle, reach out to me, and we're happy to get on a Zoom and a phone call to support you in helping you build out your organization and your team. So I don't want you guys to feel like you're going at it alone, and know that it has been remarkable how well conversions have been going and conversations. I don't know that it's public yet, so I won't say the name, but there's a brokerage very similar to Big Block with about 700-800 agents in another state that 3 or 4 conversations in, they're joining LPT. So if you can think of brokers that anywhere in the country, we're happy to have those conversations with you. Was someone about to say something there? No?
Yeah, hey Sam, just to add to that, actually one of the benefits of being on the Big Block team is all they really need to do is make an intro, and Afshin can take it from there. So if you have someone, you pique their interest and you just want to pass it off, just send it over to us and we'll have the conversations for you. And if they end up joining, we'll make sure you get listed as the sponsor.
Perfect. Thank you for sharing that. All right. Where can I find the link to the entertaining of LPT, e-training of LPT Connect? I think you're talking about the knowledge base, educational resources. Inside of LPT Connect, when you log in, let me just see if I can share this with you real quick. Right here is knowledge base. So that has a lot of the trainings in there. And if you are looking for something outside of that, and I'm not answering your question correctly, then let me know, or let Michelle know, or any one of us, and we're happy to get you connected and help you find the right solution for that. All right. For those of us that are going to be at the event later, we'll see you there. What email can we send leads to convert someone to LPT? Arla, you can, there you go. Oliver just replied, afsheen@bigblockrealty.com or agent concierge at Big Block Realty. We will support you in the conversation and make sure that you get named as a sponsor. So happy to help all the way throughout. And if you have a bigger, like a team or a brokerage, I'm always happy to jump on a call and a Zoom and support you with those as well. We have some, pretty big conversations in the works, and happy to be useful. So, all right. Whoever's coming later, we'll see you at 1 at 8-Bit Brewing in Murrieta. If there's anything we can do to help, let us know. Thank you for sharing your time with us today, and we will see you next time.